Good evening and welcome to FirstEnergy Stadium, America's Classic Ballpark, as we are about 15 minutes shy of game number 2 of 6 of this week's series between the Reading Fightin Phillies and the Hartford Yard Goats, the AA affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. Well, we're about 20 minutes behind schedule. Bit of a delayed start as some rain rolled through earlier this afternoon. There was a chance of another passing cell, so push the game start back a couple of minutes just to be safe. Tarp came off the field at 6:30. Starting pitchers, both Gene Cabrera and McCade Brown, are beginning their warm-up tosses in each respective bullpen. Tonight, Fightin Phils, who won last night and winners of 4 out of their last 5, look to stay red hot, especially offensively. It was a 7-4 victory over Hartford last night. 3 home runs, including 2 from I almost said Gabriel Rincones Jr. Caleb Ricketts had a pair of home runs in his first game off the injury list last night, and Leandro Pineda hit his 4th home run of the season and 3rd one in the month of June. So the Fightin Phils going to try to stay rolling tonight. First pitch a little less than 15 minutes time from now. Looks like things have cleared up. The rain is out. The skies are sunny. And hopefully that stays the case for the course of tonight's game. Well, as we always do each week, we are joined by manager Al Padrique. After a week off last week, Al was on his vacation. He's our pregame show guest tonight and tomorrow. And tonight we'll air part 1 of our interview with the Fightin skipper Al Padrique. That and a lot more is coming up when our pregame show rolls on after this on the Our Phils Radio Network. Back on the pregame show on the Fightin Phillies radio network. Both starting pitchers have made their way into their respective dugouts. Gene Cabrera on the Fightin Phillies side and McCade Brown on the Yard Goats side. So a few minutes away from first pitch for tonight's game. The rain has passed and the sun is very much shining. Probably the most sun that we have seen in what feels like a couple of days. And Bob McCool, along with myself, Jake Starr. Bob will bring you in here. Good win last night for Reading. Bullpen looked good. Bats came to play. The long ball has certainly seemed to be here as of late for this team. They lead the Eastern League in home runs in June. Now tonight, you kind of look to build off that momentum and get yourself a second straight win.
Yeah, 11 is the magic number. In the first 2 wins against New Hampshire, they had 11 hits in each of those games. They won on Saturday. Far less hits. Now it was only a 7-inning game, 6 innings for the Phils, but they did put 7 runs across in the rain-short game, and they came back with 11 more hits last night. But more, just as much of that is, as always, it's about taking advantage of that. Not just getting guys on base, but getting guys across. And last night, they took advantage of some walks. A one-out walk to Carson DiMartini turns into a 2-run home run for Caleb Ricketts. And then an inning later, a one-out walk to Seth Beer turns into a 2-run home run for Leandro Pineda. Those are the other things that teams have done to the Fightin Phillies. It's good to see them do it back to the opposition for a change.
And, of course, one notable non-player in the lineup tonight, Aiden Miller, is off again. A week ago today was the last that he played. If you're listening to our conversation with Al Patrica earlier, really no further updates on Miller. More so kind of just, getting better each day. And he did, I know, work out on the field a little bit today. So we'll see when we see Aiden Miller's name back in the lineup, hopefully before this homestand comes to an end. As we said, just waiting for Gene Cabrera and the Fightin Phillies to take the field. It is farming night here at FirstEnergy Stadium, so there are live farm animals down just inside the entrance to the Diamond Credit Union Plaza. So if you're here and you have not had a chance to check out the farm animals, now might be your chance to go do so, as this game's about to get underway here between Reading and Hartford. Bob, Gene Cabrera gets the ball tonight. Walks had been kind of an issue for him. It's a number that's progressively got better. Did walk 3 6 days ago, and we've talked about this with Cabrera, is when he's not walking guys, he's really hard to go against.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And you can probably, obviously you could probably say that about any pitcher, but more so, especially some of these younger guys. And what it does, it just builds up pitch counts. And you're trying to build these guys into and stretching them out to get them to 4 innings at the beginning of the year, and then to 5 innings at the beginning of the year, and then to hope to get them to 6 innings. But when the pitch count is climbing to 80 and 90 and zooming in even higher than that, it just becomes harder to do that. And keeping the base on balls at a minimum is a big thing. And just like we were talking about with the Phils, putting guys on base and then giving up hits is just adding to the measure. But if he can throw strikes, again, he is not a big dude, but Gene Cabrera can be a very effective starting pitcher.
Well, led by Gene Cabrera, the Fightin Phillies have taken the field for tonight's ball game. Teams come out of the dugout, and it's time for tonight's national anthem. And with that, we'll step aside, wrap up our pregame show, and when we come back, it's lineups and first pitch for game number 2 between Reading and Hartford. And it's coming up right after this. You're on the Reading Fightin Phillies radio network. Good evening and welcome into FirstEnergy Stadium for game number 2 of 6 between the Reading Fightin Phils and the Hartford Yard Goats. Along with my broadcast partner Bob McCool, I'm Jake Starr. Appreciate you spending part of your Wednesday evening with us on what's turned into a very sunny evening from FirstEnergy Stadium. Well, Fightin Phils are on the field. Here's the starting lineup for the Hartford Yard Goats tonight. Cole Carrick leads off in center field. Juan Guerrero bats second, plays right. Kyle Carros is third, he'll play third. Brian Benacourt bats fourth, he's the catcher. Jose Torres fifth at short. Benny Montgomery, the DH, slides down to sixth. Brandon Ward seventh at left field. Nick Kent is eighth, he'll play second. And Zach Kokoska, a guy who's been in Hartford for a little while, bats ninth, he plays first. And on the mound tonight for the Fightin Phils, it's the right-handed arm, 23-year-old Gene Cabrera.
Cabrera, 13th start of the season. He is 1-3 with a 3.88 earned run average. He's pitched 62 2/3 innings, given up just 44 hits, 59 strikeouts. And as we alluded to, the walks can be something of a problem, but he's walked 36 in those 62 2/3 innings. But great numbers in terms of hits in total. Just 44 hits is great numbers at 62 2/3 innings pitched.
Take a look at the defense behind Gene Cabrera tonight. Alex Pinellas at first. Nick Dunn plays second. Carson DeMartini at short. Robert Moore at third. Felix Reyes in right. Cade Ferguson center. Hendry Mendez in left. And Caleb Ricketts for the second straight night is the battery mate for Gene Cabrera. Three-man umpiring crew tonight. Elliot Melton has balls and strikes. Jalen Goodman is at first. Stone Garver is at third. And that'll bring Cole Carrick to the plate. And Gene Cabrera's first pitch of the night is on, and it's swung on and fouled back out of play. 7:24 p.m. our first pitch, 24 minutes behind the originally scheduled time. 78 degrees under cloudy skies, our game time temperature, presented by All Temp Enterprises. The 0-1. It's a breaking pitch that's on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-2. Carrick, a .269 hitter. He's got 10 home runs this year. Next pitch to him is outside for a ball. It's 1-2. Actually hit off of Ricketts' glove and shot towards the third base dugout.
Seems weird to be looking out here to FirstEnergy Stadium and seeing shadows across the infield. It's because it's so rainy and cloudy.
1-2, swing and a miss. Carrick down on strikes. Chases a slider from Gene Cabrera. That's out number 1. That'll bring Juan Guerrero to the plate here for the Yard Goats.
Well, obviously a very good start for Cabrera and coming out throwing strikes and really got Carrick swinging over the top of that breaking ball.
So Juan Guerrero now digs in from the right side, one out, top one. Gene Cabrera rocks and fires, and it's swung on and cued foul down the third base line, 0-1.
Really got in on the hands of Guerrero. I'm surprised that bat's not broken.
Fightin Phils tonight in their home red pinstripe uniforms for the first time and only time they'll wear them this week. Fightin Phils across the front, red letters and numbering on the back, white pants, red pinstripes, red cap, white F fist on the top, and red socks for the Fightin Phils. The 0-1 is a curveball that's in there for a called strike. It's 0-2. Yard Goats in their road grays, green Hartford across the front, blue numbers on the back, gray pants. 0-2, swing and a tapper straight back foul. It'll stay no balls and 2 strikes.
Cabrera working quickly and very efficiently so far in terms of filling up the strike zone.
So 0-2 and an out. Cabrera fires, swing and a miss, struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gene Cabrera to start tonight's outing, and that'll bring Kyle Carros to the plate.
And he's keeping it low, and obviously with the sinker, keeping it low and getting it to drop down out of the strike zone. And Guerrero did the same thing Carrick did, only from the opposite sides of the plate. That swing right up and right over the top of that sinker.
So Carros in from the right side, 2 gone in the inning. First pitch home is down for a ball. It's 1-0. So Cabrera last time out 6 days ago against New Hampshire. No decision over 5 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. The 1-0 swung on, tap foul. It's 1-1. We talked about the walks being an issue, and he's issued the most in the Eastern League this year. But since May the 25th, that's 4 starts and 21 1/3 innings. He's issued just 6 walks. The 1-1 swung on, fouled straight back, 1-2. Those 6 walks since May the 25th, 41st most in the Eastern League. So it's a number that's a bit inflated. from some early control issues, but as of late, Cabrera's really done a good job honing it on in. 1-2, 2 outs to Caros here on the scoreless first. And the pitch, swung on, fouled, out of play, right field line. Stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Caros a .322 hitter, best hitter on this Yard Goats roster. Next pitch, swing and a foul ball. Got a piece of Caleb Ricketts. It'll stay 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4 straight foul balls off the bat of Kyle Caros.
Yeah, but they're even the foul balls, they're very defensive foul tips. Caros just trying to keep himself alive, hoping to get a better look and a better swing.
1-2. Swung on, Tapper out in front of the plate, but it rolls foul, third base line. And it'll stay 1-2. Second career start for Cabrera against Hartford. Made 1 last August here at home against the Yard Goats. And the 1-2. Swung on, fouled again. On the 7th pitch of the at-bat, Kyle Caros continues to stay alive.
Yeah, give Caros credit. He just keeps fouling pitches off, and Cabrera keeps feeding him strikes.
1-2, 2 outs and a scoreless first. Here's the pitch. Low and away, 2-2. In that one start against Hartford last August, 3 runs, 9 hits, 6 innings. A walk and a pair of strikeouts for Gene Cabrera. Did not earn a decision. 2-2. Swing and another foul ball. It stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is really one heck of a battle between Cabrera and Caros. Cabrera, one of the pitchers the Phillies are highest on. Caros, 18th ranked prospect by the Colorado Rockies. 2-2. Swing and another foul ball on the 10th pitch of the at-bat.
It's gotten to that point now where Caros has got, he's got the strike zone covered, obviously. And it's either been a fastball or a sinker for Cabrera. He might need to find another pitch here to do something with Caros, because Caros is zoned in on those 2 pitches.
2-2, 2 outs. The 11th pitch of the at-bat to Caros is down 3-2. Cabrera tried to spin a curveball, but it lands in the dirt. So full count, 2 outs, still scoreless, top 1, base is clear. Cabrera winds the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss off the mid of Ricketts. Caros does not take off. I think he thought he fouled it. Yep. Ricketts throws the first in time, and Gene Cabrera on the first inning strikes out the side. Was a 12-pitch at-bat to Kyle Caros to finish the inning, but it results in 3 straight strikeouts in the book for Gene Cabrera. Yard Goats go down in order in their half of the first. We'll head to the bottom half of the first. Hartford nothing. Reading coming to bat. Bottom half of the first inning, Yard Goats nothing. And here's how the Fightin' Phils line up, presented by Golden Oaks Landscaping. Carson DiMartini leads off at shortstop. Caleb Ricketts, the catcher, bats second. Hendry Mendez third in left field. Felix Reyes bats fourth, plays right. Alex Pinellas fifth at first. Leandro Pineda sixth at DH. Robert Moore seventh at third base. Nick Dunn is eighth, he'll catch. And Cade Fergus bats ninth, plays center. And on the mound for the Yard Goats, making his fourth AA start, McCade Brown.
Brown started the season at High A Spokane, made 9 starts there, and as Jake said, 4 starts now with the Yard Goats. With Hartford, he does not have a decision. He didn't have a decision in the 9 starts at Spokane either. But at Hartford, a 3.55 earned run average. He's given up 9 hits in 12 and 2/3 innings. He's struck out 20, just walked 3.
First pitch to Carson DiMartini is swung on and fouled. Down the left field line, it's 0-1.
Good numbers at Spokane as well, which obviously is the impetus for the promotion at the end of May.
0-1. DiMartini is swinging a miss. 0-2. Fastball up top.
McKay Brown was promoted May 30th at Spokane, 33 and 2/3 innings pitched, 21 hits, 48 strikeouts, and 15 walks. So very good strikeout to walk ratio, whether it was at Spokane or here with the Yard Goats.
So no balls, 2 strikes to leadoff man DiMartini. The pitch. That's up. It's 1-2. Behind Brown, Kokoska at first, Kent second, Torres short. Carros at third to set the infield. Here's the 1-2. Is a breaking pitch a bit up, 2-2. In the outfield, Guerrero in right, Carrick in center, Ward in left, and Benacourt for the second straight night is the catcher for Hartford. Here's the 2-2-0. DiMartini swings and fouls it straight back. DiMartini 0 for 3 in last night's game. Did walk a couple of times. The 2-2 is up. Counts full to the leadoff man. Also scored a couple of runs in last night's game was Carson DiMartini. 3-2. Outside ball 4. Great at bat by DiMartini. Works a walk on 7 pitches. The leadoff for Reading. And that'll bring Caleb Ricketts to the plate.
Well, we've seen nothing but that from Carson DiMartini. He really has come here and certainly not been overmatched in any way at the Double-A level. He's put together good at-bats. He's gotten his base hits. The one thing that's been missing is having a little bit of pop in the bat. Only 1 extra base hit, but he's stolen bases.
So here's Caleb Ricketts. First pitch to him is swung on and lifted. Straight back foul and out of play. It's 0-1. Ricketts coming off a great return to action last night. Pair of home runs in his first game off the injured list. 2 for 4 overall. Drove in 3 runs. 0-1. Is swung on and lofted. Out of play foul to the left side. Count quickly is 0-2. Was the second 2-home run game in Caleb Ricketts' career. Last of which happened last June here against Harrisburg, June the 6th of 2024. 0-2 the count to the catcher. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lifted, foul, and out of play. Behind home plate, it stays 0-2. Ricketts on the injury list from April 16th to June the 17th. In a couple of rehab stops in Clearwater and Jersey Shore. Next pitch is swung on, fouled by Ricketts. Down the left field line, it'll stay 0-2. DiMartini was off and running on the pitch, so he has to head back to first. Ricketts, a 25-year-old, taken by the Phillies in 2022 out of University of San Diego. 0-2 the count to the catcher. DiMartini gets his lead. Here's the pitch. Ricketts swings, hits one in the air towards center. It's not deep. Charging is Carrick. Loses his hat, and it drops. They will throw it to second base. DiMartini is out. Nothing he could do there. Looks like it'll be a fielder's choice at second base. So miscommunication there. Carrick coming in. Looked like Torres called for it, and then he let it go thinking Carrick was there, and it just fell. So it goes down as a fielder's choice. At its second is DiMartini, and Ricketts is aboard at first for Hendry Mendez.
Yeah, there's no doubt that's a miscommunication. Torres was there. Wade Ward gave weight to him, and that's on Cole Carrick as the center fielder. He's got to take control of that.
First pitch to Mendez is swung on, lofted towards third. Backing up a couple of steps is Kyle Carros, and he makes the catch. That's out number 2, and that'll bring Felix Reyes to the plate.
But it was Carrick who picked it up and alertly flipped it to second baseman Nick Kent, and it's no man's land for DiMartini. Obviously, he can only go so far, figuring that somebody's going to catch what should have been a very catchable baseball. And fortunately for Hartford, it was right there for Carrick to pick it up, and they get DiMartini on the force out.
Here's Felix Reyes. The first pitch to him is swung on and fouled. It's 0-1. 2 outs, bottom half of the first inning. Still a scoreless ball game. The Argoats down in order in their half of the first. Reading got the leadoff walk from Carson DiMartini. Brown's ready at the letters. Here's the 0-1. Reyes swings again, and he hits it down the right field line. Up in the air, over goes Kokoska. That's how to play foul. It's 0-2. Couple of hits last night for Felix Reyes. Sits at .311 on the season. He's got 6 home runs, 17 runs driven in. 0-2, the count to the righty. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Sinker at 96. Top of the zone, blows by Felix Reyes, and that retires the side in the first. No runs, no hits. 1 man left on base for the Phillies. We'll head to the second. Still scoreless between Reading and Hartford. International Fireworks is the official sponsor of the Phillies fireworks shows during the 2025 season. Head to their store at 242 Sycamore Road in Douglasville or visit fireworksrus.com. Top half of the second inning, Fightin Phils and Yard Goats knotted up at 0 apiece. Gene Cabrera is back out for his second inning of work, and he'll get 4, 5, and 6 of manager Bobby Meacham's lineup. It'll start with Brian Benencourt. Cabrera struck out the side in the first. It was a 20-pitch inning, mainly because of a long at-bat by Kyle Karros. First pitch is a bit up for a ball. It's 1-0. Cabrera entered play today. The 1-0 is swung on and lifted towards third base side foul territory. Robert Moore, the third baseman, gives it a chase, but it's out of play. 1-1. Cabrera entered play today, tied for 7th in the Eastern League in strikeouts, with 59 on the season. He's already got 3 so far tonight. The 1-1. Curveball, it's in for a called strike, 1-2. Cabrera's already snapped a couple of nice curveballs in tonight's ball game. 1-2, the pitch. Swung on, shot, straight back foul. And it'll stay 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Betancourt. Catcher's a 197 hitter on the season. 1 for 3, walking a strikeout last night. The 1-2 is fouled. It stays 1-2. Actually, excuse me, that got a piece of Ricketts. The ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 from Cabrera. Swung on, ground ball right side. To his left goes Nick Dunn. Second baseman fields it, fires the first in time. That's out number 1. So first 4 have been retired tonight by Gene Cabrera. And that'll bring Jose Torres to the plate for the Yard Goats.
Well, it's highly efficient so far. It's obviously a very small sample size for Cabrera. But, again, even going back to the 1 long at-bat by Karras, he just continued to give him opportunities to put the ball in play.
First pitch to Torres. Well, he squared the bunt, came up and in, but it actually hits his bat and goes foul. So it's 0-1 to Jose Torres.
Yeah, I think that was a defense move by Torres because that pitch was bearing in on him, and he just got the bat up in front of him, make sure he didn't get hit. And unfortunately for him, it's a strike.
Torres, a .244 hitter on the season. He's got 8 home runs, 37 RBI. The 0-1 is swung on and grounded foul. It's quickly 0-2 to Jose Torres.
But I do know that that's one of the things that Al Padrique really likes about Gene Cabrera, and that is his willingness to pitch inside and up and in if need be. Establish yourself, establish the strike zone. Cabrera has to wait for Hendry Mendez to get back into position in left field.
And Cabrera's the guy. He wants to work quickly. Gets the ball back. He's ready to go again. 0-2 and an out to Jose Torres. Here's the pitch. Bit down for a ball. It's 1-2. So I guess we're not getting those calls tonight either. Cabrera again, the 1-2. Swung on, lifted in the air, right center field. In comes Reyes, slides, and he'll play it on a hop. And that'll be a base hit for Jose Torres. First hit of the night for the Yard Goats. Reyes gave it all he had, but to watch on MILB TV, you'll take a look at the replay. You'll see it short hops Felix Reyes as he gets into his dive. Pretty easy to tell.
For sure. And good job by him to get the ball in his glove and not let it get by him, because if it gets by him, Torres it might still be running. And a good job by Cade Fergus as well to replace the divot that was Felix Reyes sliding in to try to make that grab.
First pitch to Benny Montgomery is over for a called strike. It's 0-1.
We've said it before. It doesn't matter where you play Felix Reyes. He's going to give you what he's got.
Sure, the golf course superintendents that may or may not be in the house tonight. Happy to see Cade Fergus replacing a divot.
Absolutely.
Know that he would take good care of their course if he's ever playing on it. 0-1 the count to Benny Montgomery. Cabrera's ready. He's in the stretch for the first time tonight. Here's the 0-1. Curveball misses inside to the righty. It's 1-1. Quiet night for Montgomery last night. 0 for 5, 3 strikeouts for the local product. Played his high school baseball at Redland High School. South side of Harrisburg. The 1-1 is swung on and missed. 1-2 to Benny Montgomery. Sinker at 94 from Gene Cabrera. Jose Torres leads off first. 1 out in the second. Pitch home is a curveball inside corner, called strike 3. Great pitch, great spot from Gene Cabrera. 4th strikeout tonight for him. 2 outs in the inning, and that'll bring Braden Ward to the plate for the Yard Goats.
Yeah, Montgomery wasn't happy with the call, but that is right there. There's no reason to argue. That's just off the inner half of the plate and thigh high.
So it brings Braden Ward to the plate. First pitch to him is taken down. 1 ball and no strikes. Ward, a .273 hitter. Did not play in last night's ball game. Was 6 for 18 last week against Akron. Home run and a pair of RBI. 1-0. Swung on a miss. 1-1. Off speed has looked really good for Cabrera tonight.
Yeah, and he hasn't thrown a whole lot of the curveball and the slider. It's mostly been, or haven't thrown too much of the curveball, I should say. It's mostly been the slider and the 4-seam fastball and the sinker.
1-1, swung on, fouled. First base side, it's 1-2.
But whatever it is he's been throwing, all 4 of those pitches, he's been throwing them for strikes. So the command is definitely on for Gene Cabrera so far tonight.
So a ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs to Braden Ward. Scoreless ball game, top of the second. Gene Cabrera, 4 strikeouts already in tonight's ball game. Right-handed pitcher, Pearson. 6 foot, 160-pounder Gene Cabrera. He's got that lanky frame on the mound. He comes set at the letters from the first base side of the rubber. And he'll check on the runner in Jose Torres, who's back in safely.
Wasn't much of a lead for Torres. It was a pretty good pickoff move by Cabrera. Quick feet.
Torres, 6 for 7 in stolen bases this year. And this is his 56th game of the year. 1-2 and a pair of outs here in the second. Cabrera's ready at the belt. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on, slapped towards third. Right to a charging Robert Moore. Fields it, fires the first. And Braden Ward is thrown out, and that will retire the side. No runs on a hit. One man left on base for the Yard Goats. We played 1.5 on to the bottom of the second. 0-0 is our score. This inning is brought to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living, not-for-profit community in Scenic Cornwall, PA, outside of Lebanon. Bottom half of the second inning, still a scoreless ball game between Reading and Hartford in game number 2 of 6. Fightin fell 7-4 winners last night. And it'll be McCade Brown back out for inning number 2 of work. And he will get Alex Pinellas to lead things off. 5, 6, 7 due up here for the Phillies. Well, it was a cloudy day. There was a lot of rain, but it turned into a really, really pleasant evening. So Alex Pinellas will dig on in from the left side. First pitch from Brown is taken up by Pinellas. It's 1-0. Alex Pinellas currently on an 8-game on-base streak. 1-0. Bit south of the knees, it's 2-0. Pinellas also 9 RBI last week against New Hampshire. Had the most RBI in the Eastern League for the week last week. 2-0. Swing and a miss by Pinellas, 2-1. Got a sinker to hit, swung through it at 94. Brown out of the windup, works quickly and deals. And another swing and a miss by Pinellas. It's 2-2. Overall, Pinellas hitting .273. Does have a home run. Came last week. 9 runs driven in. 2-2 is in tight. 3-2. We said this is the 4th AA start for McCade Brown. Last started Thursday against Akron at home. 3-2 inside ball 4. So second straight inning with a leadoff walk issued. Second one surrendered by Brown. And that'll bring Leandro Pineda to the plate for the Fightin Phils.
Oh, we talked about this in the pregame show, that's what the Phils did. They made Hartford pay for some leadoff walks in last night's ball game, and this guy, Leandro Pineda, was one of those people who made him pay.
So here is Leandro Pineda from the left side. No outs in the second. First pitch is a curveball that misses in, 1-0. So last Thursday against Akron, no decision for Brown. 5 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, struck out 9. 1-0 is out, 2-0. Was not, though, his career or season high in strikeouts of 9. Struck out 11 back on May the 24th with High A. Came against Tri-City back when he was in Spokane. So 2 balls, no strikes. Mound visit here. Betancourt, the catcher, trots out the talk of his pitcher, Brown. Pinellas leads off first. He has not attempted a stolen base in his 15 games with Reading this season. 2 balls, no strikes, the pitch. Swing and a miss by Pineda, 2-1. Sinker top of the zone, 94. Pineda swings through it.
Well, he laid out for with a 2-0 pitch, and I'm okay with that. I mean, you're in a hitter's count.
2-1. Pineda swings, pops it up. It's had to play foul to the left side. It's 2-2.
Now it's a different story. Now you got yourself in a 2-2 count. Now you have to be a little bit more defensive, protect the plate a little bit more, cut down on that swing.
So Pinellas leads off first, 2-2 count. Time is called as the pitcher, Brown, stepped off. One of his 2 disengagements allowed for the at-bat. 2-2. Pineda takes it up, 3-2. Full count, no outs here to Leandro Pineda. Here's the pitch. He swings, skies it, out of play foul. Behind home plate, it'll stay at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So back-to-back at-bats, 6 pitches or more to start this inning for Reading. Pinellas walk, Pineda's in a battle, 3-2 the count. Brown set at the letters. Here's the pitch. Pineda's swinging a line drive into right center field. It falls for a base hit. Carrick over to cut it off. Pinella stops at second. Throw goes towards third. And a well-hit ball by Leandro Pineda. And it's back-to-back base runners for Reading to start this inning for Robert Moore.
Well, that's what I was talking about with the approach for Pineda. 2-0 pitch, go for it. Don't get it? All right, live to see another day. Now you got a 2-strike count on him. Shorten up the swing a little bit, just level it off, and a beautiful swing there. And a line drive in the right center field gap. The Phils have something rolling here in the second inning.
First and second, nobody out. Robert Moore, the batter for the Fightin' Phils. Moore making his first start of the week. At third base tonight, first pitch. Swinging a ground ball right to the second baseman, Kent. He fields, goes to short for 1, relay to first on Torres in time. And it's a 4-6-3 double play. Pinellas does advance to third on the play. But quickly now 2 outs, and that'll bring Nick Dunn to the plate.
Now the frustrations continue to grow for Robert Moore. It's been a rough run since the end of April. And that's a rally killer right now, but Nick Dunn can still make something out of this.
So here's Nick Dunn, 2 outs and a man on third in the second. Brown's first pitch. Gets the outside corner with a curveball. It's 0-1. Nick Dunn 1 for 4 last night in his Reading debut. Had a double, also struck out. 0-1 is taken up. It's 1-1. Dunn was acquired by the Phillies last Saturday from Seattle for cash considerations. That cash considerations fella is traded awfully a lot.
It's his time of the year.
Here's the 1-1. Taken on the corner for a strike 1 and 2. Phillies traded him, the cash considerations, away again today. Nick Hoffman, they acquired from the Rangers, added him to the 40-man roster, and then optioned him a pitcher to AAA Lehigh Valley. 1-2. On the outside corner, called strike 3. Slider from McCade Brown, strikeout number 2, ends the inning here in the second. No runs on a hit. 1 man left for the Fightin' Phils. We will head to the third, still scoreless between Reading and Hartford. Along with Bob McCool, I'm Fightin Phillies broadcaster Jake Starr. I want to thank our good friends at Pepsi for presenting the 2025 season here in Baseball Town. Go Fightin Phillies and drink more Pepsi. Still scoreless, top half of the third inning. 8-9-1 due up for the Yard Goats. Nick Kent will get things started here for Hartford. Gene Cabrera is back on the mound after 2 scoreless innings of work so far. 4 strikeouts for Cabrera in tonight's ball game. 38 pitches through 2 frames, and Cabrera's ready to go. He's standing there, glove over face.
I love it.
He's waiting for the home plate umpire to put the ball in play, and Kent's in, and Cabrera goes. And the first pitch is swung on, and it's cued right through the hole on the right side, base hit. So the right-handed bat, Nick Kent, is aboard with a leadoff single. Second hit tonight given up by Cabrera. That'll bring Zach Kokoska to the plate.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that Gene Cabrera is ever going to get nailed for a pitch clock violation, because he is primed and ready to go. Does not waste time in between pitches. Good piece of hitting there by Kent, though. Just take that first pitch offering and just go the other way with it.
So 9-hole man Zach Kokoska is up for the Yard Goats. First time we've seen him this week in the second game of action. First pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1. It's funny, go back a couple of weeks, Harrisburg, June the 6th, when Cabrera started. That was a Friday night at FMB Field. And like every minor league baseball team, the Senators, do in-between inning entertainment, some of it being on the field. And a couple of the innings that Cabrera was pitching, the on-field entertainment kind of bled into when Cabrera was ready to go. And you could go either way with that argument. 0-1 the count to Kokoska. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul ball, 0-2. Maybe it wasn't time to go yet, but Cabrera was ready to go. Or maybe Harrisburg is a little too slow getting off the field. But Cabrera, he looked frustrated. He was standing there. He's looking over, shaking his head come on. Get off the field. I'm ready to go.
Get out of my space.
Nothing into the count to Zach Kokoska. The pitch. Swung on, ground ball foul, first base side. And it'll stay no balls and 2 strikes. Well, the grandstands are pretty packed tonight. First and third base grandstand. The main grandstand's probably about half full tonight. Pool's got a smattering of a couple people. The deck pretty full. The event center, I know, is packed tonight. 67 Club dugout sweep, both full. 0-2. Swung on, another ground ball foul, first base side. The bright side is the rain is starting to kind of make its way to the rearview mirror, especially once we get to the weekend. And it should be a good weekend. Got fireworks tomorrow.
Yep.
Got fireworks Friday.
Yes.
Got Mega Blast fireworks
Really?
Saturday. Largest fireworks show in stadium history.
Wow.
Star Wars night on Saturday as well. And then Sunday is a Reading Hot Dogs basketball jersey for the first 2,000 kids in attendance. That's going to be a cool one. Oh, 2. Outside, 1-2.
Well, the timing of it's good because it's obviously as a basketball jersey, it's a sleeveless jersey, and the temperature's going to start hitting in the 90s over the course of the weekend and into next week. So good timing for a sleeveless jersey.
See if the kids just get it and put it right on.
Absolutely.
1-2. Outside, 2-2 to the lefty Kokoska.
Well, that's the way it was on the Hawaiian shirt giveaway on Sunday with the men. They all, I'm not going to say all of them had on, but a vast majority of them did. The women on Mother's Day, some did, but I think most of them probably took them home and gave them a bath.
2-2, swinging a miss by Kokoska. Strikeout number 5 tonight for Gene Cabrera. First out of this third inning, and it'll bring Cole Carrig to the plate.
Good job on the changeup there by Cabrera again. It's all about the arm speed on that changeup. And it looks like a fastball out of your hand, but it's just a little bit different in terms of how it's obviously in the grip and the release, and that's what makes the difference in the changeup. And it looks like a fastball hitter until it's not.
First pitch to Carrig, a bit outside. It's 1-0. Well, here's the thing, though, with the Hawaiian shirt on Father's Day. It's a lot easier just to put a Hawaiian shirt over whatever you're wearing.
Yeah,
the sleeveless
sure.
basketball shirt, are you going to take off your shirt and put a new one on?
If you're 10, yes.
1-0. Swung on, ground ball towards the middle. DeMartini dives. It's by him in the center base hit. Carson DeMartini was shaded that way, but the ball hit just too hard for him to get there. So the second hit of the inning for Hartford. Carrick's aboard, men on first and second, one out for Juan Guerrero.
Yeah, Carrick obviously a very good prospect for the Rockies, number 2 in their system. And he showed some power last night with a home run up on the veranda of the Redners Event Center. And nothing special there, but he hit it hard through the middle, because if it wasn't a whole lot harder than that, DeMartini probably gets a glove on it, but he gave it everything he had, but off the bat, up the middle for another base hit.
So here's Juan Guerrero, ready to look to turn 2 at the infield. First pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. That's pitch number 49 tonight for Gene Cabrera. Juan Guerrero's 0 for 1 in tonight's ballgame. A strikeout swinging back in the first. Bats have been on first and second. He's a .232 hitter this year with runners in scoring position. Cabrera comes set the pitch. It's bounced. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Guerrero, 23-year-old. 6th season in the Rockies organization. Did play in the Arizona Fall League a season ago. Also Eastern League Player of the Week a couple of weeks back. 1-1. Bounced again, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Big spot here for Cabrera with the guy on deck and Karros. And again, he got Karros to strike out the first time up, but he's
wasn't easy.
Very dangerous hitter who really took a long time to get him, because Karros fouled off at least 6 or 7 pitches.
2 balls and a strike. The pitch swung on, line drive, left field line. It is fair, and a roll all the way off the wall. Mendez fishes it out of the corner. 1 run scores. Carrick around third. Whole score. It's a 2-run double for Juan Guerrero, and the yard goats strike first. It's 2-0.
Well, change in the lineup from Bobby Meacham tonight. Guerrero was batting in the 6th spot last night. He flips him up to the 2 hole, and it pays off big time as Guerrero just hooks that one down the third base line. And with Carrick's speed on first base, he scores easily. Right decision by DeMartini to not try and throw it home, as Carrick scores the 2nd run. And for the first time in this series, the yard goats are on top.
Here's Kyle Karros, 2-0 ball game, with Juan Guerrero now standing on second base. First pitch to Karros, swinging a line drive. DeMartini leaps and makes the catch at short. That's out number 2. Good play by Carson DeMartini. Good job timing that line drive. That'll bring up Ryan Betancourt.
And by the way, I lied. It's not the first time they had the series, because they jumped out. They, I think, scored first last night, 1-0, and then Caleb Ricketts home run put the Fightins on top 2-1.
Well, if that means that we're going to be in a similar script as last night, I'm all here for it. It was the 15th double of the year for Juan Guerrero. RBI number 18 and 19 for him. Gave the yard goats a 2-0 lead. Cabrera trying to keep it there. The pitch is swung on, hit in the air, right center field. Fergus and Reyes are in. Reyes lays out, and he can't make the catch. It lands just beneath his glove in shallow right center field. Scoring will be Juan Guerrero. That'll make it 3-0 on a 2-out RBI single by Betancourt, his 24th RBI of the season.
Well, Hartford's had a bunch of them so far in this series. They had at least 3, I think 4 of those last night, little sinkers that found a spot. And again, Reyes does what he can give you, and that's a full-out sprint to try to get there, but just can't quite get there to come up with a catch. And another big RBI hit for Betancourt.
First pitch to Torres is swung on and fouled. It's 0-1. The 7th yard goat to the plate this inning is Jose Torres. 1 for 1 with a double tonight. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Four hits in total for Hartford here in the inning. They scored 3 runs to strike first in tonight's ball game. That comes after falling 7-4 last night. 0-2, swung on, ground ball towards third, but it's foul. Got a piece of Torres in the box. 0-2 the count here to Jose Torres. 2 outs, top 3. Here's the pitch. Low and away, 1-2 with a slider. What was pitch number 58 of the night for Gene Cabrera.
Yeah, that's the bigger piece of this side story now with this inning for Hartford. It's starting to lift that pitch count for Cabrera.
Yeah, it's been a handful of long at-bats tonight for the Yard Goats. 1-2 is a bit low with a changeup. It's 2-2.
He hasn't walked the batter, but to Jake's point, lots of foul balls, especially early on by Karros. And now this inning where they've gotten to him with 4 base hits.
2-2, 2 outs. Betancourt leads off first. The pitch swung on and fisted foul off to the right side, out of play. Stays 2-2. .60 pitches on the dot for Cabrera tonight. Infield back, shaded to the left side against the righty Torres. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 94, top of the zone. Torres swings through it, and it's the 6th strikeout tonight for Gene Cabrera. But in the inning for the Argos, 3 runs, 4 hits. 1 man left on base. He'll head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Reading a hole to take themselves out of. They trail it 3-0. This inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. You can expect reliable and experienced attorneys who are committed to getting you justice after a serious personal injury. Call Swartz Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. Well, bottom half of the 3rd inning. 3-0 Yard Goats on top of the Fightin' Phils after 3 runs in the top of the frame. It'll be 9-1-2. 2 up for the Fightin' Phils here in the inning. It'll start with Cade Fergus as McCade Brown is back out for his 3rd inning of work, and he's got a lead to work with. But last night, Hartford struck first, and Reading quickly fought back. Let's see if the same trend can continue tonight. Ferguson from the right side leads off the inning. First pitch is taken at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1 to Cade Fergus. Fergus waits the 0-1, and that's taken low and away. Actually gets away from the catcher, Betancourt, towards the backstop. It's 1-1. Fergus walked and struck out in last night's game, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2 to Cade Fergus. Time called by Fergus. Leads Reading in home runs this year with 7. His 12 overall between here and Lehigh Valley. 1-2 is taken outside. Checked his swing. They'll appeal. Jalen Goodman at first says no swing. It's 2-2. It's 12 home runs between here and AAA. 2nd in the Phillies organization. Trailing only Otto Kemp, who's got 14. Next pitch to Fergus. Swung on. Fouled. Straight back. And out of play, it's 2-2. Of course, Kemp cannot add any home runs to that minor league total right now because he's up with the Phillies. 2-2. Low and away, 3-2, and another full count to a Reading hitter.
Kemp had the night off tonight. Apparently fouled a ball off his knee last night. A little sore. Rob Thompson gave him the day off.
3-2 is at the knees, called strike 3. Fergus didn't think so. He started to walk towards first, but it's a third strikeout tonight for McCade Brown. First out of the inning, and that brings the top of the order and Carson DiMartini up.
Fergus didn't think it was a strike, but it was. I mean, it's a pretty good pitch from McCade Brown.
So DiMartini up, first pitch to him is a curveball. That's over for a called strike. It's 0-1. DiMartini walked his first time up tonight. And the 0-1. Swung on and lifted foul. It's 1-1. I believe that's Will Crow. Who just ran
who that is?
Yeah, some baseballs out to the umpire.
That's the second time I saw somebody running balls out to the umpire and thought, well, that bat boy seems mature for his age.
0-2 is taken out for a ball 1-2. Will Crow, 30-year-old pitcher on this our Phillies team. Signed by the Phillies a couple of weeks back, and he's been nothing short of spectacular. 1-2, inside, 2-2. One out, bottom 3. Here's the pitch. And DiMartini swings at it, fouls it to the left side. It's out of play, 2-2. Brown a long look home. This will be his 47th pitch of the night. He fires. DiMartini swings and fouls it back, 2-2. Haven't seen a ton of the power yet for DiMartini. Just one extra base hit. It is a double. 8 hits and 28 at-bats for Reading so far. 2-2. Swung on. That one is hit towards right. Falling fast, sliding is Guerrero. And the right fielder makes the catch. Thought it was going to hang up. Guerrero did. And then misjudged it early, but able to recover late. It makes a nice sliding catch for out number 2. And that'll bring Caleb Ricketts to the plate.
Yeah, that's exactly what appeared to happen to Guerrero. Look, I think he thought that was going to come right to him. And then he realized it's not going to get to me, and he better start to move. It's about to make a sliding catch.
First pitch to Ricketts, takes it up for a ball. It's 1-0. Ricketts 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. Fielder's choice his first time up. Next pitch is a strike, 1-1. Bit of an unconventional fielder's choice. And a shallow fly ball to shallow center.
8-4 put out.
It dropped, and then Carrick threw it to Kent for the put out. Ricketts swings, pops it up foul, out of play. And it's 1-2. That may fit right on top of us.
Yeah, that was headed in our direction. I knew that for sure. A question of how far back, but it sounded pretty much like it was right over our head.
1-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Ricketts swings, fouls it. Here comes Will Crow again with some baseballs.
Yeah, he's getting his leg work in.
There is a ball boy in the dugout. I don't know if it's something Will Crow wanted to do tonight. I'll have to ask him tomorrow. 1-2. Ricketts swings, fouls it back off the top of the netting. Behind home plate, it stays 1-2, and another long at-bat work by the R Phils.
I'm sure, the ball boys all want to be ball players one day. Maybe the ball players, some of them want to be a ball boy one day. Living out the fantasy.
1-2. Ricketts swings a line drive foul, right field line. It'll stay a ball and 2 strikes.
Maybe he's just trying to work the favor for when he gets his next start with the umpires.
Will Crow currently scheduled to pitch on Friday. Tomorrow's starter still yet to be announced for Reading, the 1-2. Outside, it's 2-2. So we'll see who gets the ball for Reading tomorrow night. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And here's the pitch home. Swing and a miss. Ricketts down on strikes. Ball gets away from the catcher. And he is down on strikes. So Fourth strikeout tonight for McKay Brown. That ends the third inning. No runs, no hits. Nobody left on base for Reading. And we will head to the fourth with the Fightin Phillies trailing it 3-0. Top half of the fourth inning. Hartford 3, Reading nothing, and a takeover on the play-by-play. It's my broadcast partner, Bob McCool.
All right, thank you very much, Jake. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Goats. No runs, a hit, and no errors for the Fightin Phils. Gene Cabrera back to work here in the top half of the fourth inning. He will face Benny Montgomery, Braden Ward, and Nick Kent. That is 6, 7, and 8 due up in manager Bobby Meacham's lineup for Hartford. Montgomery struck out his first time up. Been a rough homecoming so far for Montgomery. 0 for 5 last night with 3 strikeouts, and I one more here to start in tonight's ball game. And the first pitch from Cabrera is a bit low. It's a ball. 6'5", 200 pounds, just 22 years of age. Missed all but 11 games of last season with a shoulder injury. Big swing here, comes up empty, and it's 1-1. Sinker that time for Cabrera, and Montgomery swings over the top of it. He's got a huge leg kick, does Benny Montgomery. And he fouls this one out of play. It's 1-2. There is a ton of power potential. Certainly that's what the scouts think. He was the #1 draft pick of the Rockies in 2021 out of, as Jake said, Redland High School. 8th overall pick in that draft after helping Redland get to a state championship game in 2021. They won the title in 2019. 2020 season wiped out by COVID. 1-2 pitch, up and in, spins him off the plate. Montgomery almost stepped right into that one. It's 2-2. And he said it before, Gene Cabrera will not hesitate to come up and in. 2-2 pitch. Swinging a foul tip, just got a piece of it. So it stays 2 balls and 2 strikes to Montgomery. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Montgomery goes down again, swinging and slams the bat down on the ground.
Already the 7th strikeout tonight for Gene Cabrera. Season high is 8. And also, I think I might have an answer to our ball boy question. So I think there's only one ball boy tonight, or bat boy, and he's going back and forth between both dugouts, and now he's in the third base dugout. I think Will Crotus being a good Samaritan and helping out.
Braden Ward steps to the plate, as our now broadcast colleague John Kruk would say, people helping people. A 1 pitch now to Braden Ward. He's grounded out to Robert Moore at third, his first time up. And that's low for ball. It's 1-1. So 7 strikeouts for Cabrera. He has not walked a batter. About to deliver his 70th pitch of the night. And this one's lined into left field softly, but falling fast, and it will fall for another base hit for the Yard Goats. And Mendez a little slow to get it in, and Ward hustling all the way is going to slide in head first with what looks going to be a double, I believe.
Yeah, should be.
So Mendez didn't really hustle after it, and Ward took advantage of it and turns it into a double. So give Ward credit for hustling out of the batter's box. Again, he didn't hit it hard. And Mendez just kind of took it for granted. Ward made him pay for it. So he's at second base now with one out for Nick Kent, who singled his first time up, came around to score one of those 3 runs in the 3rd inning for Hartford. Pitch to the right-handed hitter, there for a called strike 1. Kent 2 for 3 in last night's game, drove in the lone run for Hartford. So a 3 for 4 start in this series for Nick Kent, who was hitting just .209. Barrera takes a look back at the second, delivers outside, the count's 1-1. Braden Ward takes his lead off a second, not a real big lead. Now kind of dances off a little bit more. Cabrera comes to the plate, swing and a miss. Got him to chase his slider away, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 9-hole hitter Zach Kukuska in the on-deck circle for the Yard Goats. So again, big spot here for Cabrera, trying to get the 8-hole hitter up, trying to limit no further damage. Hartford on top 3-0. 1-2 pitch. This one's lifted into left field. Mendez started in, has to come back a little bit. Plenty of room. He'll make the catch. Ward cannot tag. 2 down.
You got 2 outs here. Still got Ward on second. Big batter here because you don't want to turn the lineup back over to Cole Carrick, at least in this inning. 74 pitches for Cabrera. You love it. This could be a quick at-bat. Give yourself a shot to come back out for the 5th.
Update in Miami. Phil's up on top of the Marlins 4-1. A quality effort from Ranger Suarez. As the game goes into the top of the 7th inning, Ranger Suarez with 6 complete. Giving up just 3 hits and a run. Pitch to Kukuska is there for a strike.
Yeah, when Ranger is on, he's just borderline unhittable.
Kukuska struck out his first time up. Suarez has given up 3 hits, walked 2, and struck out 7. And Cabrera has also struck out 7 so far in this one. He's given up 6 hits. It's 1 ball and 1 strike right now to Zach Kukuska. 9-hole hitter, as Jake said, Cole Carrick in the on-deck circle. Well, technically he's not in the circle, but he's on deck.
Does anybody use the circle?
Nah, not many. This one beats this one foul. It's 1 ball and 2 strike. I'll wait for you to see where if he stays there. At one point in time last night, Kyle Karras he could have reached back, he could have reached over and tapped Caleb Ricketts on the shoulder. He was so far out of the batter's box. Braden Ward at second. 2 outs and 1 ball and 2 strikes on Zach Kukuska. Reminder that every Tuesday, all active military and veterans receive $3 off box seats thanks to Perks Oral Surgery and Dental Implant Center here at the ballpark. Pitch, fouled out of play. Lots of those tonight for the Yard Goats. That's why Will Crow has logged as many miles as he has, adding more baseballs into play. So Cabrera will try again at 1-2. Rolls this one towards second. Nick Dunn has it, flips, and that will retire the side. And Gene Cabrera avoids any further damage. For the Yard Goats in the 4th, no runs, 1 hit, no error, and now 1 left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Phil's looking for some offense. They trail at 3-0. Klein Transportation is proud to be the official transportation provider of the Reading Fightin Phils. Klein Transportation gets our Phils to all of their road trips throughout the 2025 season. For more information, go to KleinTransportation.com. Alongside Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. As the Phils come to plate here in the bottom of the fourth inning, trailing 3-0. They have managed just one hit so far against McCade Brown, 24-year-old right-hander, originally from Normal, Illinois. Played his college baseball at the University of Indiana. Drafted by the Rockies in the third round in 2021. First pitch to Hendry Mendez is outside for a ball. Mendez popped up to third baseman Kyle Caros, his first time up. Mendez to be followed by Felix Reyes and Alex Pinellas for the Phils here in the fourth. The 1-0 pitch is low and inside. It's 2-0. Mendez 1 for 4 last night with an RBI and another walk. He's walked 5 times in the New Hampshire series. 2-0 pitch. Beats this one on the ground to a couple hops to Nick Kent at second base, and he'll make the play for 1 out here in the fourth. So they'll bring up Felix Reyes. Reyes, a strikeout victim, his first time up against Brown. Brown started the season at Spokane, made 9 starts at high A, did not get a decision, but a 1.60 earned run average and 33 2/3 innings pitched. He gave up just 21 hits. And the first pitch to Reyes is on the outside corner for a called strike. He also struck out 48, walked just 15, and he's continued that in his time with Hartford, tonight making his 4th start of the season. Still doesn't have a decision yet. This one again is rolled on the ground to Nick Kent, and he'll make the play to first base. And a couple of soft ground balls to second base so far for the Phils here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So that will bring up Alex Pinellas. Pinellas walked his first time up. Brown has walked 2 in this game, giving up just the 1 hit. And the hit was to the on-deck man, Leandro Pineda. First pitch to Pinellas is way outside for a ball. Looks like Brown may have slipped a little bit coming off the mound. So Brown was promoted from Spokane on May the 30th. And now making his 4th start with Hartford. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Count even now for Alex Pinellas. Hitting at 273 as the game began. Takes that one on the inside corner, and Brown ahead 1-2. Pinellas was 2 for 5 in last night's game. 1-2 pitch. Broken bat roller to Nick Kent at second. So 3 ground balls to second base for the Phils offensively in this 4th inning. Pretty solid outing for McCade Brown so far. The Phils go in order in the 4th. And through 4 here in Baseball Town, it remains 3-0. Hartford on top. Gene Cabrera trying to keep his team in the ballgame as the Fightin Phils trail at 3-0, hoping that eventually the Fightins will get some offense as we head to the top half of the 5th inning. Today's Fightin Phils alumni report is presented by Deer Country. And we'll head back to that game we're talking about in Miami, where the Philadelphia Phillies have a 4-1 lead, now headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. They have a 4-1 lead thanks to a 3-run home run from Bryson Stott. Yeah, it's been a struggle so far for Bryson in 2025, but a 3-run home run for him tonight to give the Phils that 4-0 lead. JT Realmuto drove in the first run for the Philadelphia Phillies, and then Stott's 3-run home run, and of course another former Fightin' Phil, Ranger Suarez, on the mound for the Phillies. And it does appear as if Suarez is back out for the 7th inning. He's got 2 outs already in the 7th. Again, Phil's leading 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning in Miami. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cole Carrick, leading off the top half of the 5th inning for the Hartford Yard Goats, and he fouls this one out of play. And I'm joined in the booth now here in this top half of the 5th inning by Greg Eshelman. He's the chair of our Agricultural Land Preservation Board. Tonight is a celebration here in Berks County, celebration of 80,000 acres of preserved farmland in Berks County. As this pitch to Carrick is a swing and a miss. He strikes out. But Greg, let me tell you, let's just talk a little bit about celebrating 80,000 acres of preserved farmland in Berks County. What exactly is the designation of preserved farmland?
Preserved farmland is farmland forever. We take an easement to that land, and that land will be in farming and ag production in perpetuity.
So nobody can buy that land, nobody can develop it, and theoretically put housing developments on it, that kind of thing.
People can buy the land. It can
Right.
be transferred farmer to farmer,
Right.
but it's always going to be a farm.
Yes.
And 80,000 acres in Berks, we're in the top 3 in the nation. It's a milestone.
That's amazing. Top 3 in the nation?
Correct.
And top in Pennsylvania, I'm assuming, or close?
We're us in Lancaster County go back and forth, but Berks County's program is pretty unique. That it's a county program, entirely started in 1989, funded by the taxpayers. They had a voter referendum, passed 2-1. The county commissioners support it. The state supports it. So it is really, it's an awesome program. And if I can just put 80,000 acres into perspective, the ball field we're looking at is about 2 acres.
Correct.
So we've preserved 40,000, the area of 40,000 ball fields in Berks County. It's awesome.
Yeah.
125 square miles.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Juan Guerrero at the plate for the Yard Goats. He's 3-0 count to him, and he fouls one away and then fouls the one down the third base line. Almost got it fair. He had the big 2-run double for Hartford right down that third base line the last time up. But you mentioned 1989 is when it started, and from what the notes you guys provided, the first farm was preserved in 1990. Where was that first farm preserved from? Do you know?
I guess I'm not that prepared.
That's okay.
It was in Berks County. I'm not sure.
But it's obviously just continued to grow from there.
It has.
And I mean, again, I don't try to keep you off guard, but I mean, you know this much.
Yeah.
So you think of the average farm. How many acres are there on the average farm?
Well, a farm has to be over 50 acres to fit our program. Okay, the average farm might be 80 to 100. I think we have 800 farms, 800 individual farms in the program now. So average down is 100 acres, 100 acres at a time.
So that gives you an idea of how many farms you are being able to preserve, if that's the case, if you're at 80,000 acres. So you're continuing to add on to it. And right now, unfortunately for the Fightin' Phils, Hartford are going to add on to this inning after Guerrero walks, the first walk surrendered by Gene Cabrera. Another little bleeder off the bat of the Hartford Yard Goats, this time by Kyle Caros, just over the extended arm of second baseman Nick Kent. So 2 on and 1 out for the Yard Goats here in the 5th. And that'll bring Bryant Bentoncourt to the plate now for Hartford as Cabrera tries to work his way out of this jam. And the first pitch is a swing and a miss to Bencourt. So what's the relationship with the Fightin' Phils? The Phils always have this night here at the ballpark where they salute the agricultural industry because it's a huge piece of the puzzle. I don't know that people realize how big of a piece of a puzzle it is for the Berks County community in general.
Do you want me to tell you how big it is?
Sure I do.
It's $1 billion.
$1 billion business just in Berks County.
$1 billion in Berks.
And billion in Berks. That's a pretty good way to remember it.
Yeah.
A little comebacker to Gene Cabrera. He flips to second for 1, and then the relay in time for the double play, which will bring our inning to an end. Gene, Greg, thank you very much for talking about this cup tonight, commemorating 75 years and 80,000 acres. Two pretty big milestones. 75
Correct.
years for the Fightin Phils
Yeah.
here in baseball town. 80,000 acres for Berks County farmland. It's a tremendous accomplishment. Wish you guys all the best and continue the great work that you farmers do here in Berks County and all the way around the state of Pennsylvania.
Thank you very much. We're in it together.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Bottom half of the 5th inning when we come back on the Ready Fight Phil's Radio Network. It remains 3-0 Hartford on top. Bottom half of the 5th inning presented by Cornwall Manor, a unique and charming community nestled on a 190-acre wooded campus with many walking trails, including the Lebanon County Rail Trail. Fightin Phil's looking for some offense. Still just one hit so far against McCade Brown. They'll send Leandro Pineda, Robert Moore, and Nick Dunn looking for some offense here. Pineda, the lone hit for the Phils so far in this one with a single back in the 2nd inning. A little bit of delay from McCade Brown. And now delivers his first pitch. It's inside for a ball. There's some smoke coming off the grills, and I think for some reason it bothered McCade Brown a little bit. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss as Leandro Pineda can't catch up to the high fastball. Brown 6'6", 225 pounds. 1-1 pitch from him. On the inside corner, it's 1-2. So quite the physical difference between the two pitchers tonight. Brown at 6'6" and 225, and Gene Cabrera 6 foot, $160, somewhere in that neck of the woods. 1-2 pitch coming. Way inside, it's 2-2. Game 2 of this 6-game series against Hartford. Fightin Phil's with the 7-4 win last night. And here's a swing and a miss from Pineda. And he goes down swinging for the 5th strikeout for Brown. First out here in the 5th. That'll bring up Robert Moore. Moore grounded into a double play back in the 2nd inning after the Phillies had the first 2 men on base in the inning. Their best threat against McCade Brown was in that inning, but the double play helping him out, just like it helped Gene Cabrera out of the top half of the 5th inning. And a big swing here from Robert Moore comes up empty. Moore batting from the left-hand side, the switch hitter. 0-1 pitch. Fists this one foul. It's no balls and 2 strikes. And that's just up a bit high. It's 1-2. One-two pitches outside. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brown winds, delivers. Lined into right center field and falling fast. Carrick cannot get it. Robert Moore will take a big turn. He'll stay put at first base with a base hit.
Yeah, Moore, it was a pitch pretty outside, but just gets the end of the bat on it, drops it in front of Carrick, and you got a base runner for the heart of the lineup. And, excuse me, I don't know why I thought Moore was batting second tonight. But still, you got Dunn and Fergus, 2 guys who has shown some pop with Reading thus far, so let's see if the bottom of the lineup can do some damage here.
Nick Dunn doubled in his first plate appearance as a Fight Phil last night, and has 0 for 5 since then, including striking out his first time up. And the first pitch here is inside for a ball. If you missed last night's game, Dunn is a Central PA native, Sunbury born, Shikellamy High School graduate. 1-0 pitch. Lines this one into right center field, and that's falling fast. Carrick will field this on a hop and fired to third base as Robert Moore stops at second base. So back-to-back singles, and the Phils again have something going here now in the 5th inning.
Yeah, and a good read by Robert Moore, too. I mean, it looked like it was holding up for a second, but he realized pretty quickly that was going to fall. So he was pretty much almost to second base by the time that fell, and Carrick fires a rifle to third, so no thoughts about turning second from Robert Moore.
Yeah, he just wanted to let everybody know, if you have any thoughts at some point in time about running, maybe not when they hit it to center field. He's got a cannon out there. Now Cade Fergus will bat. Fergus struck out his first time up. 2 on, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th, Phil's trail 3-0. Big swing from Fergus, and it fouls it straight back. Of course, Fergus with 7 home runs on the year, 15 RBIs as well.
And look, if there's a guy that can tie this game with one swing of the bat, it's Cade Fergus. We've seen him hit the ball a long way many times this year.
Yeah, he hasn't hit a whole lot of cheapies, that's for sure. 1-0-1 pitch. That's way outside. It's 1-1.
Now we got the ball boy bringing baseballs out. It's a team effort tonight.
Everybody helps out.
Little Crow, the bat boy. Bob, maybe me and you will be doing it at one point.
Don't talk too much. You might get volunteered fast. No balls and 2 strikes to Cade Fergus. Way outside, it's 1-2. Just to follow up on the point about Fergus's found power in 2025. Last year combined between Jersey Shore and Reading, he hit a total of 8 home runs. He's got 7 here, but don't forget he hit, 5 when he was at Lehigh Valley?
12 total this year.
1 ball and 2 strikes to him. Swing and a miss. He strikes out here. And that's out number 2 here in the 5th inning. 6 strikeouts now for McCade Brown. Flips the lineup around now to the top, and Carson DiMartini. DiMartini 0 for 2. Now 0 for 5 in the series. Bill's trying to scratch one across here in the bottom of the 5th. Moore at second, he singled. Dunn at first, he singled. Big cut here from DiMartini, fouls it away. Right fielder Juan Guerrero plays deep. Carrick always plays just about everybody pretty shallow in center field, and we just told you how good of an arm he has. 0-1 pitch. Rips this one right field. Guerrero broke in. Now he's going back to the track, and he'll make the catch about 2 steps from the wall. DiMartini hit it well, but not quite far enough. And for the Phils in the 5th, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and they leave those 2 on the base paths. We are through 5 in Reading, and it's the Yard Goats on top, 3-0. We head to the 6th inning, and the Alberta University Gold Wolves call the bullpen. We'll bring in right-hander Gunnar Mayer for the fight, Phil.
19th appearance of the season for Gunnar Mayer, 2-3. Does have a save. 5.56 ERA, 22 2/3 innings pitched, 26 strikeouts, and 18 walks.
He will face Jose Torres, Benny Montgomery, and Braden Ward. That is 5, 6, and 7 in the yard goat lineup. They had 3 runs on 7 hits for Hartford. They have not committed an error. No runs on 3 hits and no errors for the Fightin Phils. Established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania. Located between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown and Sinking Spring, it offers a true test of golf on a championship-style course. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more information. First pitch from Gunnar Mayer is there for a called strike. Torres 1 for 2 in the night. Singled in the second, struck out in the third. And now 2 for 6 so far in this series. Shortstop for Hartford takes this one outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Gunnar Mayer 6'6", 190. Will turn 25 at the end of the month of July. 1-1 pitch from him is up and in. It's 2-1. Native of Walnut Creek, California. Played at San Joaquin Junior College in California. Drafted by the Phillies in the 5th round in 2019. His pitch is way outside and all the way to the backstop. He's behind Torres, 3 balls and 1 strike. A big double play by Gene Cabrera to finish off the top of the 5th. Ends his night. And Mayer starts his night by walking the leadoff man.
And the final line on Cabrera tonight, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, just 1 walk, so that's a good sign. 8 strikeouts, also a good sign. 7 hits, already season high allowed by Cabrera, so was around the strike zone a bit more, but did get hit hard a couple of times by Hartford.
So he cannot win it. He right now is the pitcher record for loss. Montgomery squares the bunt, but bunts it foul straight back and out of play. So Benny Montgomery quickly falls behind, no balls and a strike. Montgomery struck out both plate appearances so far tonight. And we have seen a mounting amount of frustration from Benny Montgomery with what is right now 5 strikeouts so far in this series.
And I think there's also the pressure to perform because I'm sure there's a lot of family and friends here tonight, and he wants to, look good in front of them.
No doubt. Swing and a miss here at the high fastball, and he's quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes here. Turns and asks home plate umpire Elliot Melton whether or not he thought that would have been a strike or not. And the answer is probably not. But it's no balls and 2 strikes. Over for a called strike 3, and Mayer gets the strikeout. And the frustrations continue for Montgomery.
Yeah, good pitch there from Gunnar Mayer. A sinker that pretty much drops in right over the plate. But, coming out of the hand, looks like it's going to be a bit outside the Montgomery. Then it bites right back over the plate.
That'll bring up Braden Ward. Ward with a double his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Grounded out to Robert Moore at third his first time up. Man at first now and 1 out. Up and in. Robert Moore up on the grass at third base, thinking that perhaps Braden Ward might try to lay down a bunt here. No indication early on. Phillies must have been thinking that as well. Maybe that's why they go up and in on Braden Ward, just in case he's thinking about dropping the bat. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch, and he's way out in front of the changeup. It's 1-1. Jose Torres takes his lead off at first. He walked. Pitch misses outside. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Lined up the middle and past DeMartini and into center field for a base hit. So a second hit for Braden Ward. Hit number 8 on the night for the Yard Goats. They've got 2 on now and 1 out.
The changeup that was on the outer part of the plate, but Ward did a good job getting out and squaring it up. 97 off the bat, and was moving too quickly for DeMartini to get over there and try to make a play on it.
So that'll bring up Nick Kent. Kent, 1 for 2 on the night. Singled and scored, flew out to left his last time up. Fightin's home for a double play ball to get out of this inning, just like they got out of the 5th. 2 on, 1 out. First pitch to Kent, way outside for a ball. Kent 2 for 5 now in this series. Excuse me, 3 for 5 in this series. Mayer delivers. Over for a called strike 1. Way outside, it's 2-1.
Wellington Herrera is up and throwing for the Yard Goats. He comes in. It'll be the second straight night that Herrera pitches for Hartford.
2 balls and 1 strike to Nick Kent. It's on the inside corner for a called strike. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Phillies game is headed to the 9th in Miami. Still a 4-1 game. Ryan Kirkering coming on for Ranger Suarez to get through the 8th inning. 2-2 pitch. Just misses. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Gunnar Mayer trying to work himself out of a jam here. And he's 3 balls and 2 strikes on Kent. Slow roller towards third, left side. Moore the second for 1. The relay is in time. Nicely done. 5, 4, 3, and the Phils do get a second straight inning, ending on a double play for Hartford in the 6th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and ultimately only 1 left on base. Will head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It remains 3-0, Hartford on top. This day in Baseball Town history is presented by Body Zone Sports and Wellness, the official workout facility of the Phils. We take you back to June 18th of 2021 at Harrisburg. Starting pitcher Jack Perkins takes the mound for just the 2nd time in his Double-A career. Pitched 6 quality innings for the winning effort. Allowed just 4 hits, 2 walks, and a shutout effort, striking out 5. Perkins launched his first home run of the season in his first at-bat. I mean, pitchers used to hit?
Well, it's kind of funny because the Phillies game had kind of the opposite as their trivia question for the night. On this day 28 years ago, which Philly hit the first ever home run by a Philly as a designated hitter?
Ooh.
It's kind of the opposite.
Yeah, absolutely. Caleb Ricketts leads it off for the Fightins.
That is not the answer.
No, that's not the answer.
But you're on the right track by saying that. That's a
1-0
hint.
pitch. This one lifted towards left field, but it's slicing foul. Did it tell you what year it was, or what year they say it was?
28 years ago.
So we're in 25, so that's 87?
Yeah, you're 10 years off.
No, I'm 77.
No, you're about 20 years off.
What?
97.
Okay, you said 28 years ago.
Yeah.
I saw it. My bad. Okay. 1-1 pitch coming to Caleb Ricketts. Over for a called strike. All right, I'm going to no. All right, I'm going to take
Ricketts is a hint.
Darren Dalton.
Darren Dalton is correct, at the Red Sox.
Right.
June 18th, 1997.
1-2 pitch to Ricketts is up and away. It's ball 2. And of course, later that year, Dalton was traded to Miami, correct?
And
then helped them win a World Series.
Won a World Series with them.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Caleb Ricketts. Lifts this one straight up behind home plate. Bencourt off with the mask, but it will not matter as it ends up in the box seats.
Phillies lost to the Red Sox 4-2 that night. Starting pitcher for the Phillies that night, Kurt Schilling.
Yeah.
7 innings, 4 runs, 7 strikeouts. Mike Lieberthal had a double. Ruben Amaro Jr. played in the game. Kevin Stocker played in that game. Ricky Jordan, Rico Brogna, Scott Rowland, Mickey Morandini. Lots of familiar names.
Sure are. 2-2 pitch. It remains to Caleb Ricketts. Breaking ball. It's over for a called strike 3. Caleb Ricketts goes down looking.
Looked like a cross-up, too, for a second there.
6th strikeout now for McCade Brown, who's been highly efficient for the Yard Goats. Again, there has been some activity in Hartford's bullpen. And now Bencourt is going to take a walk out to talk to McCade Brown. And imagine it's any kind of a stall tactic. Whoever's been up has been up for a while. Are they still up? They may have sat back down. Hendry Mendez now will bat. Mendez popped up and grounded out in 2 plate appearances so far. Just 3 hits so far for the Fightin' Phils. They had 2 of them last inning. Couldn't get anything out of it. First pitch to Mendez is outside for a ball. One-0 pitch is outside as well. It's 2-0. And of course, speaking of former Fightin' Phils, Tyler Phillips now in for Miami to pitch the top half of the 9th inning. 2-0 pitch is lifted into shallow center. Carrig will call for it. The center fielder will make the catch for out number 2 here in the 6th. That'll bring Felix Reyes to the plate. Reyes, and that might be the end of the night now for McCade Brown, because here comes Bobby Mitchum. He's at 92 pitches with 2 outs here in the 6th. And it appears as if Bobby Meacham and the coaching staff for the Yard Goats feel as if that is the limit for McCade Brown. He gets a few pats in the back for his teammates as he's done an admirable job. In the meantime, the Alvernia University Golden Wolves call the bullpen has been made. We'll tell you who it is when we come back after this. Well, we told you it was time for a Alvernia University Golden Wolves call the bullpen, and it is the lefty, Wellington Herrera, who now comes on for Hartford.
Second straight night that Herrera pitches. 10th appearance, 1-0, a 1.93 ERA. 9 1/3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 walks, 16 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .237 against Wellington Herrera this year.
2 outs in this 6th inning. Felix Reyes will be the batter. Nobody on board for the Fightin Phils. So a fine job turned in by McCade Brown. He can get the win. He cannot get the loss. So he strikes out 7. Walked just 2. And gave up just 3 hits. Big cut by Felix Reyes. He comes up empty. Reyes struck out in the 1st, grounded out in the 4th. 0-1 pitch. Fouls this one straight back. And quickly ahead, no balls and 2 strikes is Herrera. Reyes will call time at the plate. And pitch down low. It makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes to Reyes. Alex Binelas in the on-deck circle if Reyes can reach. Way outside to even the count at 2-2. It would appear Gunnar Mayer is going to get another inning. No one up in the Phil's bullpen.
Yeah, looked good in his 1st inning of work. And he's been a guy, if they can get 2 out of him, they've tried to do it.
2-2 pitch to Reyes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Reyes goes down swinging. And a long look in from Wellington Herrera. And I don't think Felix Reyes took too kindly to that, but that will be the 3rd out here in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 6 complete. It remains a 3-0 Hartford yard goat lead. Top half of the 7th inning on the Reading Fightin Phil's radio network is presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin Phil's. Visit whitestartours.com for more information. Alongside Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Gunnar Mayer, as we said, back out there for another inning of work here in the 7th, trying to keep the Yard Goats at bay. Hartford put 3 runs across in the 3rd, and that's been all the offense in terms of run production. Hartford does have 8 hits to the Phil's 3 hits. But both pitching staffs have done a pretty good job in terms of not giving up any free passes. Gene Cabrera walked just 1 in his 5 innings. Mayer did not walk a batter, actually did walk 1 batter last inning, so each team has walked 2. As Zach Kukuska leads off for the Yard Goats here in the 7th and fouls the first pitch away. Kukuska 0 for 2 so far with a strikeout and a ground out. He's followed by the top of the order, Cole Carrig and Juan Guerrero for the Yard Goats here in the 7th. Gunnar Mayer winds and delivers. Up and in, it's 1-1. Yard Goats looking to avoid falling below the 500 mark with the loss last night to Reading. The Yard Goats now at 32-32 on the season. And this one lined into right field and falling fast and into the corner for extra base hits. Kukuska around first. Reyes has to go dig it out, and Kukuska will put on the brakes with a stand-up lead-off double here in the 7th inning.
Double number 8 of the season for Kukuska. First time he's aboard tonight. Got a off-speed pitch at 80 that was down and in, and turns on it. Did stumble going around first base, but didn't matter. Still plenty of time to get in the second standing up.
Second extra base hit of the now 9 hits for Hartford on the night. Juan Guerrero, who's now in the on-deck circle, had the other extra base hit with an two RBI double back in that 3-run third inning, as Cole Carrick now will bat. Carrick 1 for 3 on the night. Swing and a miss. He went for it all there. He had a 3-run home run last night. Comes up empty here. 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored in the third. He struck out the other 2 times. So runner at second, nobody out. And no balls and a strike on Cole Carrick. Beats this one on the ground towards first. Pinellas will get his first chance. He'll flip to Mayer covering for out number 1.
Good play by Pinellas. Good cover by Gunnar Mayer getting there quickly. It does move Kokoska to third, so it will bring the infield up for Reading with 1 out. And Juan Guerrero up.
Still in a 3-0 game. Phil's trying to cut out any further damage by bringing the infield up for Guerrero. As I mentioned, a 2-run double back in the third inning. Also walked, so he's 1 for 2 on the night. First pitch swinging and lifts this one down the first baseline, foul territory. Pinellas drifting to his left, still drifting, and to make the catch. And quickly gets it into Ricketts, and Kokoska has to stay put. Nice grab by Alex Pinellas in foul territory.
Well, that's the best thing that could have happened in that situation. Now you got 2 outs. Infield can shift back and see if you get a dangerous Kyle Karros up. Also, there is another lefty throwing in the bullpen for Hartford. Sam Weatherly is up and throwing for the Yard Goat, so looks like he might get the bottom half of the 7th.
So Karros now bats 1 for 3 on the night. Kokoska still at third with 2 outs. Broken bat roller right side. And Pinellas can walk there because Karros couldn't even get out of the batter's box. When I say broken bat roller, I mean a broken bat roller, and that is the end of the inning. So the Yard Goats cannot take advantage of the leadoff double as Mayer works out of further trouble for Hartford in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave that 1 left on base. 7th inning stretch in baseball town. It remains 3-0 Hartford on top. Bottom of the 7th inning is brought to you by Sports Culleton PC. Have you or a loved one been injured? Get justice. Call Sports Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. And new pitcher in for the Hartford Yard Goats. And tell us all about him is Jake Starr.
22nd appearance of the year for the lefty Sam Weatherly. 0-1, a 4.73 ERA. 2 2/3 innings pitched, 18 hits allowed. Has surrendered 3 home runs, 22 walks, 37 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 188 against Weatherly, but walks have been the issue. 22 in 26 and a third innings pitched.
Well, the Phil's lineup is loaded up with left-handed hitters. When it started with the right-hander McCade Brown on the mound, with Robert Moore, the switch hitter, batting left-handed, there were 7 lefties in that lineup. And one of them leads off here in Alex Pinellas. He'll be followed by another in Leandro Pinedo, and then Moore, who will switch around and bat from the right-hand side. So lots of lefties in the lineup, and a couple of lefties back-to-back now for the Yard Goats here out of the bullpen. 1-0 in a count to Pinellas. And that misses outside. It's 2-0.
Daniel Harper up and throwing. So long-awaited return for Harper. Looks like it's coming in the 8th.
2 balls and no strikes to Alex Pinellas. That's there for a called strike one. Gets the fastball over at 93 miles an hour. Off-speed pitch, and Binella's way out in front of the slider. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss, strike 3 as Binelas goes down swinging. That is out number 1 here in the 7th.
Slider there from Sam Weatherly. Started out over the plate, basically tailed out of the zone, and Binelas no chance on it.
So that'll bring up Pineda. Pineda with 1 of the 3 hits for the Phils with a single back in the second, also struck out. And the first pitch to him is a ball. Matt Strom running into some trouble in the bottom of the 9th in Miami. Giving up a run to make it a 4-2 game. And it looks like there's 2 on for the Marlins. Here's a broken bat roller towards first base. Kokoska will make the play by himself for out number 2 here in the 7th. And that'll bring up Robert Moore. Moore singled his last time up after grounding into a double play his first time up. So 1 for 2 on the night. Now we'll switch around and bat right-handed for the first time. Infield and outfield playing the right-handed hitting, now right-handed hitting Robert Moore to pull. And he takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. Nick Dunn is in the on-deck circle if Moore reaches with 2 outs here in the 7th. Swing and a miss. So Moore quickly in a no balls and 2 strike hole. As Weatherly has come in and looked impressive so far. Moore started and stopped, and they'll say he went around for strike 3, and that will end the inning. Jalen Goodman, the first place umpire, rings him up on the check swing. And the Phils go in order in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 7 complete. Remains 3-0, Hartford on top. We head to the top half of the 8th inning, and again, the Alberta University Golden Wolves call the bullpen. Will bring in the right-hander, Daniel Harper, for the Fightin' Phils.
Daniel Harper in for Reading, making his just a 2nd appearance for the Fightin' Phils. 0 ERA, 0-0 record. Pitched just 1 game before going on the injured list, and he didn't toss it to me, but I guess I'll just take it from you tonight. Thank you very much, Bob.
No problem. Daniel Harper is sporting a new number since he has returned. He was wearing number 5 when he was here before, now wearing number 15.
So Harper, just pitched 1 game, April the 5th, which was the Saturday of that series. Inning in 2/3 against Portland, then went on the injury list April the 9th. Came off on June the 17th, a right shoulder impingement. So Harper in for Gunnar Mayer here in the top of the 8th inning. Brian Betancourt leads off. First pitch swung on, fouled back, 0-1, and Harper was one of those arms I think we're very excited about heading into the year. Would have been a late inning option for the Fightin' Phils. And, of course, losing him early was just a tough blow to this bullpen. 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. I mean, back-to-back sinkers at 96. Kind of just shows why there's a lot of excitement around Daniel Harper. He's 25 years old. To pitch in the spring breakout game for the Phillies this past year. And the 0-2 count. Swung on, popped up, left side of the infield. Into foul territory goes Robert Moore. He's camped under it, and he drops it. Ball tailed back towards the infield at the last second. And the third baseman Moore sees it go in and out of his glove. So it stays no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, no really wind of any significance at all. Just Robert Moore camped himself under where he thought it was coming down, and suddenly it wasn't there.
So 2 the count, stood at Betancourt. 1 for 3 in tonight's ball game. The 0-2. Swung on and a chopper. Slowly hit first base. Charging Spinellis will field it in foul territory, though. It'll stay no balls and 2 strikes. Harper then make 4 rehab appearances with Clearwater before rejoining the Reading Fightin' Phils. Native of Kansas. 17th round pick out of Kentucky in 2022. It's a no ball, 2 strike count here to Bryant Betancourt. The pitch swung on, another flare. Third base side, Moore into foul territory. That one will land at a play foul. It'll stay 0-2. Solid night for Gunnar Mayer. 2 innings, 2 hits. No earned runs, a walk, and a strikeout. So behind Gene Cabrera, Mayer looked good. Fightin' Phil's bats, just 6 outs to work with. They trail it in this ball game 3-0. Trying to avoid being shut out for the second time in 3 games. The 0-2. Swung on, fly ball, straight back and over our heads behind home plate. It'll stay 0-2 on the 4th straight foul ball by Bryant Betancourt. Betancourt grounded into a double play his last time out. The next pitch is swung on, and guess what? Fouled back again.
It's the way this game started. A lot of foul balls by the Yard Goats.
0-2 again. The righty Harper ready at the letters, deals home. Swung on, ground ball first. Room service hot for Alex Spinellis, who fields it chest high. Takes to the bag himself. That's out number 1. That'll bring Jose Torres to the plate. The first game that Spinellis has played at first for Reading this year. And he has plenty of experience at that position, but at least here in Reading, first time he plays that position. Jose Torres up 1 for 2 tonight. He's hit. He has a strikeout, and he's walked in tonight's ball game. He digs in from the right side. Harper, the righty's first pitch. The fastball for a called strike at 96. It's 0-1. Torres hitting .246 on the season. 8 home runs, 37 runs driven in. Next pitch is swung on a miss. It's 0-2. Infield back, left side straight up. Right side shaded a little bit towards the second base bag with the righty up. Outfield plays in the other way. The 0-2 swung on, lifted foul. It'll stay 0-2. Pretty good crowd on hand tonight, all things considered. Had some rain come through the area earlier today, but still a nice crowd and should be a precursor for a pretty good weekend. 0-2 on the outside corner, called strike 3. Sinker at 95 dots the outside part of the plate, and it's the first strikeout back for Daniel Harper. 2 outs in the inning, and that'll bring Benny Montgomery to the plate.
Well, as this team continues to take its shape after this week is over with and we start the second half of the season, well, it's always curious for us to see, will there be changes, how many changes will be made, but having this guy back will be a nice welcome bonus.
First pitch to Montgomery, swing and a miss, 0-1. Jimmy G's Railroad House and Sports Bar and Restaurant in Sinking Spring is a family-friendly spot serving delicious food and drinks. Catch the game on one of their 26 HGTVs and relax in a welcoming atmosphere. Next pitch is strike 0-2. Visit them at 152 Woodrow Ave in Sinking Spring. Jimmy D's Railroad House is a proud Fightin' Phil's team feed partner. Good dinner tonight. Tacos, some fajita, chicken, some rice. Of course, got to get the veggies in there. Some lettuce, tomato, cheese, and sour cream.
Like a good boy.
You know I eat my vegetables,
You
Bob.
do.
The 0-2. Bit outside, 1 and 2. You got to balance everything out.
Your mom asked me to make sure you eat your vegetables at night, and I do.
She definitely did that. I'm good. You should see my fridge at home. It's got a lot of veggies in it. 1-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 96 on that fastball from Daniel Harper. Welcome back, Harper. Couple of strikeouts for Daniel in the frame. Yardgoats go down in order. We will head to the home half of the 8th inning. Fightin' Phillies still trail it 3-0. Bottom half of the 8th inning brings us a new pitcher out of the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen for the Yard Goats. 4th arm of the night. Back to the right-handed side. Colin Baumgartner is in.
Baumgartner, not Garner like Madison Baumgartner for the Giants, but this is his 22nd appearance, all out of the bullpen. He's 2-2 with a 4.05 earned run average. 26 2/3 innings pitched for the right-hander, 24 hits. He's given up just 12 earned runs, 34 strikeouts, 17 walks, however, and he's also surrendered 3 home runs.
So Baumgartner finishes up his warm-up tosses. Let's take a look at today's Fightin' Phillies team leaders presented by PA Army National Guard. Entering play tonight, Cade Fergus, who's due up second, leads the Fightin' Phillies in home runs this year with 7. See if maybe we can add on to that number this inning. So that's our team leader presented by PA Army National Guard. Nick Dunn, 1 for 2 in tonight's game. Digs in from the left side, leads off this 8th inning with running down 3-0. And the first pitch to him is in sight, 1-0 to the lefty.
Well, you need base runners. That's where it starts for the Phils. Get somebody on, get some pressure on the defense, get some stress on the pitcher.
Baumgartner ready. Here's the 1-0. That's a line drive into center field, a base hit. Leadoff single for Nick Dunn, his second base knock of the night. And there is a base runner for the Phils, and that'll bring Cade Fergus to the plate.
Well, they had 2 on and nobody out in the second. That was wiped out by a double play. And they had 2 on and 1 out in the 5th and could get nothing beyond that. So the Phils have not had a runner past second base so far in this ballgame.
4th hit in total tonight for the Phils. Gonna bring Cade Fergus up. He's 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts. Baumgartner ready, fires. Fergus takes the first one for a strike. It's 0-1. Slider landed in the top of the zone. Bullpen action for the Phils. Andrew Schultz is throwing. So looks like he will get the top of the 9th inning. After Daniel Harper fired a 1-2-3 8th. 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Another slider top of the zone at 84.
Yeah, and Fergus was way behind that off-speed
Yeah,
pitch.
I think he pulled the trigger pretty quickly on that one. All right, not pretty late.
Yep.
So 0-2 now, the count to Fergus. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled straight back. It stays 0-2.
Yeah, a little surprised they gave him the fastball here. I mean, I think that's what Fergus is hoping for, but a little surprised he gives him the fastball and a relatively hittable pitch. It was up a little bit, but in the strike zone.
So 0-2, the count to Fergus. 3-0 Yard Goats lead here in the 8th. Baumgartner ready at the letters. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Fergus down on strikes. Third strikeout tonight for Cade Fergus. First of which for Baumgartner. 11th overall for Yarko's pitching. That'll flip the lineup over for just the 4th time tonight and bring Carson DiMartini to the plate for the Phils.
Well, nothing fancy from Baumgartner there. That was just a fastball right down the middle, and Fergus missed it.
95 on that offering. First pitch to DiMartini is swung on and looped foul out of play. It's 0-1 off to the left side. Dunn leads off first. 1 out, bottom 8. Here's the pitch. DiMartini swings. Another one fouled straight back. And it's 0-2, just to our left. 3 years, well, 2.5 years. Only got a 1 in the booth so far.
Yep.
It was Memorial Day Sunday last year against Binghamton.
It's going to be in this day in baseball town history next year.
I think it might be in the in the Word doc. 0-2, up 1-2. What else is in there? I won't name names, but when a certain member of the front office took over a 100-mile-per-hour foul ball off the ribs.
Oh.
Last year.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
From Baron Radcliffe.
Yeah.
That I know for sure.
I forgot about that.
Is in the This Day in Baseball Town History files that are stored safely away. The 1-2. Down 2-2. DiMartini 0 for 2 tonight. Couple of flyouts to right. He did walk his first time up. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Low and away. 3-2 to the lefty.
Big spot here. Got to come in with something if you're Baumgartner here. You don't want to give him a free pass. That puts the tying run at the plate if you walk him. So if you're DiMartini, got to be thinking he's got to come with something here. If not, take it. Take ball 4. Get that tying run to the plate.
Yeah, Ricketts on deck. He is 0 for 3 tonight, 2 strikeouts, but he's coming off a 2-home run night last night.
Like everybody wants to come up with a big hit, but sometimes
getting on base is the big hit.
Correct, and don't chase out of the strike zone trying to do that.
3-2 the count and an out. Done on first. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, towards left, not deep. In comes Nick Ward. He's under it, makes the catch, and that's out number 2. That'll bring Caleb Ricketts to the plate. The Fightin' Phillies trailing at 3-0.
The Phillies just really haven't generated a whole lot of threats in this game.
Yeah, there's 4 total left on base tonight. Reading 0 for 4 with men in scoring position. So only had 4 total at-bats with guys on second and or third. First pitch to Ricketts inside, it's 1-0.
Probably the brightest spot of hope was in the 5th when they had 2 on and 2 outs, and DiMartini took Guerrero back to the wall. At least for a moment thought maybe that was going to be the 3-run home run. They needed to tie it up, but to no avail.
1-0. Swung on line drive, leaping as Torres at short makes the catch. Shortstop had it played perfectly towards the middle, takes a hit away from Caleb Ricketts and retires the side. In the home half of the 8th, no runs on a hit. 1 man left on base for the Fightin' Phils. We will head to the 9th. Reading trails it 3-0. Tonight's attendance at FirstEnergy Stadium, 6,478. Thanks to our friends at PSECU for presenting tonight's attendance. PSECU is proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. Top of the ninth, 3-0 Yard Goats. New pitcher in for the bullpen. It's Andrew Schultz.
It's been a struggle for Andrew Schultz in 2025. This will be his 13th appearance. Maybe that'll be his lucky number. He's 0-1 with a 6.57 earned run average, 12 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 19 hits, 16 strikeouts, and 9 walks to go along with it. He's also surrendered a couple of home runs as well.
7-8-9 due up against Schultz in the ninth. Braden Ward, the first to lead off here. 2 for 3 tonight, double and a single. Yard Goats do have a pitcher up and throwing, looks like for the bottom of the inning. First pitch is swung on and roped foul. On the left field line and out of play, it's 0-1. Schultz making his 13th appearance, as Bob said. 101st career with the Fightin Phillies. He's the longest tenured RFL, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Really nice cutter there from Andrew Schultz.
It's Brian Castillo, who is up in the Yard Goats bullpen. He is their saves leader. He's got 4 saves and 5 opportunities.
Time is called by Ward.
And barring any more offense for the Yard Goats here in the top of the ninth, it would be a save opportunity in the bottom half.
That is the hope if you're Reading. You keep it at 3-0. Schultz ready at the belt, the 0-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Another nice cutter there from Andrew Schultz. His first strikeout tonight, 12th overall for Reading pitching, who overall has been solid tonight. Hartford scored 3 in the third, and that's been it.
Yeah, 12 strikeouts and just 2 walks. Can't argue with that.
Daniel Harper pitched the 8th, couple of strikeouts in a 1-2-3 frame.
They got a couple of big double play balls, one in the 5th with Cabrera at pitching.
First pitch is inside for a ball, 1-0.
And then Gunnar Mayer got a big double play ball to end the 6th. So in back-to-back innings, Phil's pitchers induced a couple of double plays that shut down some potential rally innings for Hartford.
1-0 to Kent. Swinging a ground ball towards the middle. Charging DeMartini, hits his glove, fields it, fires the first. It will be late. We'll see what they ruled that.
I mean, he went a long way to get it. He got leather on it. It would be a play like if there was a runner at second base where you'd say that's a nice play because he kept the ball in the infield. I think that's got to be a base hit.
Yeah, still waiting the official ruling on it. Zach Kokoska will come up. Kokoska digs in from the left side, 1 out in the inning. And it will go down as an error on Carson DeMartini. Should be his 5th. Outside for a ball, it's 1-0. Kokoska 1 for 3 tonight. He doubled his last time up in the 7th. 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. That cutter is looking really good tonight for Andrew Schultz. Not sure if it's something he's worked on, maybe a new grip. That's all just speculation, of course. But it looks really good, and he had a really good outing on Sunday, too. Ball and a strike here to Zach Kokoska. Kent leads off first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2. There is that cutter again.
Yep. Hey, they're not measuring up with it. Keep throwing it until they do. I mean, you don't want to get over crazy with it. You got to mix things up a little bit, but when you're looking for a strike, why not?
Ball and 2 strikes. The pitch goes back to the cutter. It bounces. Gets away from Ricketts for a moment. Throw to second is in time.
Wow.
Caleb Ricketts couldn't find it. It was pretty much at his feet. Kent tried to get to second, and he throws the runner out. So 2 outs in the inning, and that's a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Great job by Ricketts not to give up on the play because the ball did trickle away from him, and he stayed after it. Didn't give up on it, still made a good throw, and a nice tag applied to get Kent to, that's a big out there. Again, you're just trying to make sure you can keep this game at a 3-run difference.
2-2. Swung on, lifted in the air towards left. Pretty deep. Mendez back. He's at the track. He will leap and make the catch. Just up against the wall, Hendry Mendez. That's the final out of the inning. So all in all, the Yard Goats do go down in order. No runs, no hits. There was an error. Nobody ultimately left on base. We'll go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. It is rally time for the Fightin' Phils. They trail it 3-0. Bottom half of the 9th inning, last chance for the Fightin' Phils. They trail it 3-0. The new pitcher is on for the Yard Goats. It's Brian Castillo.
Making his 21st appearance of the season. He's been good. 2-2, the 2.77 earned run average. In 26 innings pitched, he's given up just 19 hits, 8 earned runs, 32 strikeouts. He has walked 14, and he has 4 saves in 5 opportunities. He also has 3 holds as well. So he's been a big leverage guy for the Hartford Yard Goats so far on the season.
3, 4, 5 due up here for the Fightin' Phils. It's Mendez, Reyes, Banelis. 3 guys who've all been swinging the bat well as of late. Of course, the offense, though, quiet tonight. Down 3-0. Our Phils looking to avoid their 5th shutout of the season, 2nd one in 3 games. And it's crazy, kind of, as well as the offense has been the last week. It's had a couple of blips in there where just the bats go quiet, but they've responded quickly after each one.
Yeah, Sunday being one of them, and they just had the 1 hit, got shut out by New Hampshire, and then they respond to Tuesday night, put up 11 hits. So if this doesn't change, my suggestion would be buy tickets for tomorrow night's game, because they're due.
Well, fireworks tomorrow night, too, so great reason to buy tickets tomorrow. So, quick mound visit between Betancourt, the catcher, and Brian Castillo. And Castillo's on, ready to roll. First appearance of the week for the righty. Just waiting for the pitch clock now to get to 20 seconds. It's at 30 right now. Clock does not start until after the pitcher gets his hands checked by the umpire, because they always check after the inning.
Right.
But with it being the 9th inning and the game possibly being over, they always check it before the inning. So here's Hendry Mendez from the left side. First pitch to him. Swung on at a tapper towards the middle. To his right goes the second baseman Kent. Fields it on the backhand. And the throw to first is in time for out number 1. So quickly one retired by Castillo. And that'll bring Felix Reyes to the plate. Colin Baumgartner, an inning, a hit, 0s across and a strikeout. Reading, no runs tonight. They got 4 hits. Couple of walks, but it's been a while since an RFL's walks. The 2nd inning to be exact. And the pitch to Reyes is a cutter that never really cut much. It's up over the head of Reyes, 1-0. One ball, no strikes to Reyes, the pitch. It's over for a called strike. It's 1-1. Fastball down at the knees of Reyes. Quiet night for him, 0 for 3. Did have a couple of hits, both singles last night. 1-1. Swung on, ground ball towards third. 2 hops for Karros, who waits back on it. And the third baseman's throw corner to corner is in time. That's out number 2, and the Fightin' Phils quickly down to their final out. And that'll bring Alex Pinellas to the plate.
We haven't seen much of Karros defensively so far in these first 2 games of this series. We know the bat is there. Curious to see how he plays the third base position. He had a kind of an in-between hop there, just had to take a little bit of a step back, but makes the play without a problem.
So Pinellas digs in, last chance for the Phils. First pitch, outside for a ball, it's 1-0. So Pinellas up, Pineda on deck, more in the hole. See if the Fightin' Phils can generate some 2-out offense here to keep this ball game going. They trail at 3-0. The 1-0. Misses up with the letters, 2-0. Pinellas 0 for 2 tonight. Walk back in the second, a ground out the second and the fourth. And he struck out swinging his last time up in the 7th. Set at the letters is Castillo. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Pinellas chased the sinker. May have clipped the knees. Nonetheless, 2-1. Castillo ready again at the letters. Here's the pitch. Outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Warm, almost summer night. Very humid day here in Berks County. 64-78 on hand tonight. Trying to see if the Phils can get a comeback here. The 3-1. Swung on, ground ball, past it Ivan Kokoska down the right field line, base hit. Pinellas turns first, motors his way towards second. He'll get there standing up, and it's a 2-out double for Alex Pinellas, his 4th of the year. And the Fightin' Phils keep things alive. Here comes Leandro Pineda.
Well, trying to live up to their name now, fighting their way back here. Nice job by Pinellas to keep the game alive. Didn't hit it hard, but he hit it in the right spot, right down that first base line. Rolls into second base with his 4th double of the year. So they got the 1-man on. They still need to get another on to get that tying run to the plate.
Fightin' Phils, 4 wins this year, 4-22 when trailing entering the 9th inning. First pitch to Pineda is at the knees for a strike. 1-17 at home, 3-9 on the road. So they had only won last year, so they've already quadrupled that mark. Why not make it 5 times more of last year? Castillo checks. Here's the pitch. Pineda will take that at the belt for a strike. It's 0-2. And the Fightin' Phils now down to their final strike tonight. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, 3-0 Yard Goats. Pinellas on second, Pineda the batter. 0-2 the count to the lefty. And time is called by Leandro Pineda. 1 for 3 tonight's Pineda. Single back in the second. Castillo ready at the letters, the 0-2. Swung on, hit in the air well towards center, but it will stay in the ballpark. Carrick is back, he'll make the catch, and that will retire the side and end the ball game. Well, Reading gave themselves a fighter's shot late, but all in all, it's the 5th time the Phils have been shut out this season, and the 2nd time in the last 3 games. In the inning for Reading, no runs, 1 hit. No errors, and 1 man left on base. Hartford victorious tonight, 3-0. We'll step aside for a moment. Bob McCool's got your White Star Tours post-game show. Recaps everything and looks ahead to tomorrow. Coming up right after this.
Welcome back to our White Star Travel postgame show, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more information. Well, after generating 11 hits and 7 runs last night, Fightin Phils bats took the night off tonight. They just could not get anything generated off of McCain, Brown, and 4 more relievers for the Hartford Yard Goats, and Hartford takes this win 3-0 and evens the series now at 1 game apiece. 3 runs on 9 hits for Hartford, no runs on 5 hits for the Fightin Phils. Nice job by McCade Brown, the starter, gets his first win of the season. Again, called up from Spokane. We made 9 starts at High A Spokane. Put up good numbers, but did not get a decision in any of those 9 starts. And this tonight was his 4th start since his promotion at the end of May with the Yard Goats, and ends up getting his first decision of the season here with Hartford, and ultimately his first decision of 2025. And it is a W. 3-0, our final score. Hartford defeats the Reading Fightin Phils tonight. When we come back on the White Star Travel postgame show, we'll talk to you about how the Fightins fall tonight and set you up for tomorrow night as well, when more on the Reading Fightin Phils radio network. Welcome back to our White Star Travel postgame show as the Reading Fightin Phils fall tonight to the Hartford Yard Goats by a score of 3-0. Again, a matchup of right-handers in McCade Brown and Gene Cabrera. Brown for the Yard Goats and Cabrera for the Fightin Phils. And they were even through the first 2 innings. And then it was the Yard Goats who struck first. And it started with the 8-hole hitter, Nick Kent. And he got himself a single to get started after Cabrera was able to strike out the 9-hole hitter, Zach Kakaska. Cole Carrick followed with a single to put runners at first and second and 1 out. And then Juan Guerrera batting in the 2-hole tonight after batting in the 6-hole last night. Hooked one down the third base line for a double into the corner. That allowed both Kent and Carrick to score. The 15th double of the season for Guerrero, his 18th and 19th RBIs of the season. And it was a 2-0 advantage for the Yard Goats. After a line out from Kyle Karros, Bryant Betancourt followed with a little bloop single into center field that allowed Guerrero to score. That made it a 3-0 game, and Cabrera eventually was able to get out of that inning and ultimately out of any further trouble, including in the 5th inning when the Yard Goats had 2 men on and nobody out, and a comebacker to the mound, and Gene Cabrera turned it into a 1-6-3 double play to finish off the 5th inning. Ultimately, for him, finished off the night as well. Phils going up against McCade Brown had a shot in the 2nd. A leadoff walk to Alex Pinellas, a single from Leandro Pineda, which was the Phils' first hit of the game. 2 on, nobody out in the 2nd inning, but Robert Moore hit a ground ball, tailor-made double play ball to Nick Kent went 4-6-3 for the double play, and then Nick Dunn struck out to end the second inning. Phils again put together a little bit of a rally in the fifth inning with a one out. Moore got himself a base hit, and then Nick Dunn followed that up with a single. So first and second and one out. Cade Fergus struck out, and then Carson DiMartini hit a long fly ball to right field, and Juan Cabrera went back and back and back onto the warning track, and with his back up almost about a foot or so from the fence, made the catch for a long out. And unfortunately for the Phils, they come up empty, and from that point forward, they generated very little offense, only 2 more hits from that point forward through the 6th, 7th, 8th, and ultimately 9th inning against the Yard Goat bullpen. And so it is a pitcher's duel that tonight goes to Hartford with the 3-0 victory. For Hartford on the night, 3 runs on 9 hits. They did not commit an error, and 6 men left on base. For the Fightin' Phils, no runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and they left 6 on base. McKay Brown gets the win, as I said, his first win of the season. And Gene Cabrera takes the loss. He is 1-4. Brian Castillo picks up the save. That is his 5th. Time of the game tonight, 2 hours and 21 minutes. It was about a 24-minute rain delay from the start. We had a downpour around 5 o'clock or so. Tarp was on the field, and eventually the skies cleared. And by the time we started, we were under sunny skies tonight here in Baseball Town, and started at about 24 minutes late. But we had a pretty crisp game at 2 hours and 21 minutes and played in front of 6,478 here in Baseball Town. So the series is even now at 1 game apiece, and the 2 teams will be back at it again tomorrow night, Thursday night, here at FirstEnergy Stadium. And there will be fireworks after the game tomorrow night. There'll be fireworks after the game on Friday night. Saturday night is Star Wars night. Plenty of characters on hand from the Star Wars movie throughout the night. And don't forget, Mega Blast fireworks to finish off the night on Saturday. Largest fireworks display in stadium history. And then Sunday, it'll be a great giveaway for the kids, a new giveaway for the kids as well. Those hot dog jerseys that they all love. This time it'll be a basketball version of those hot dog jerseys for kids on Sunday to finish out the series. But we got a lot of work to do and a lot of baseball between now and the end of this series. As Hartford avoids dipping below 500 with the win tonight, they are now 33-32, and Reading with the loss falls to 24-39. That's going to do it for tonight's broadcast on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network and on our flagship 830WEU.com. The Philadelphia Phillies on WEU Radio Night did take care of the Miami Marlins. The final score of 4-2 in that one. Another great performance tonight for Ranger Suarez. He gets the win. Bryson Stott with a 3-run home run for the Phils in that one. So they have now taken 2 out of 3 in that series, and will finish off the series tomorrow night in Miami with another 6:40 start. And then on the weekend, Phils will host the New York Mets. You can hear of all Philadelphia Phillies baseball on WEU Radio while we are on 830WEU.com here on the Fightin' Phils Radio Network. For my broadcast partner, Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Thanks for listening tonight for Reading Fightin' Phils Baseball. It's the Yard Goats who come out on top by a final score of 3-0. As always, thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great night, and we hope to see you very soon here in Baseball Town.